Welcome to the breakdown. We break down all the messed up stuff. Sorry guys, I did plan on doing cross family values today, but I decided to do some rescripting, so later this week for cross. Today, I felt like considering the aspects of death, fear of it, and the morbid curiosity people have when it comes to death. Rare is a series of death documentaries recorded by death photographer Kiyotaka Surisaki. A death documentary is a tape showing the results of car accidents, murders, and other accidents. Some of you can't even listen to me describe it. So go ahead and click off if this isn't your thing. Now for you Kage level ones, the uncensored, not safe for life version is in the description. Otherwise, this is no fiction. Let's hear how disturbing real life can be sometimes. Do you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts? Stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan. Rare 2 begins with even more curious people who can't figure out what to do with their lives. Perhaps I'm the same as them, only on the other side of the screen. Seems like the victim this time is a murdered man, bleeding under his left arm. Journalists are getting briefings, really loving their job, head ass. The victim, he has no shoes on. The guy is sitting in his own blood, completely dead. People sitting around laughing and watching this. We actually catch a clip of one of the filmmakers here. I guess perhaps there was at least 2 people. Seems the guy was shot, but yeah, you can see not just blood, but brain matter too. Like brains are spread apart. The deliberate look at the faces of the passerbys is the most interesting part of the movie. Just their pure blank look at how they could end up like this one day. Huh, she's kinda cute. She's the ultimate despair. She's smiling at the scene of a death. I'm telling y'all, you see her, you have to watch out for her. Whew. All right, let's get back into it. Anyway, they turn this victim over and you can see bullet wounds coming out below his right ear, along with at least 4 to 5 bullet wounds in his body area. He was also shot in the head, so that's where the brain matter comes from. Whoever killed this man was ruthless. Meanwhile, we got pretty girls just watching this all go down. They also scoop up any brain matter with their bare hands as the body's loaded up. But anyway, rest in peace, buddy. I hope the path was quick. Now we are on to the next victim, another motorbike accident. This guy here had it terrible. I personally feel very bad for him. It's stark how your life can be completely ended in a split second like this. Completely broken in half. It's hard to explain entirely other than to assume what a Mortal Kombat character could do to their opponent's face. Whoever this victim was, he had a firearm attached to him, an official holster. Was he an off-duty cop, gang member, or someone just who was happy to let people know he could bust a cap in them? A lot of whistles in the background, like 9 different soccer teams practicing, probably officers leading cars away. See this identification right here? That's some military uniform. The director here loves to cut footage together. Like 1 second you're looking at IDs, the next split second he's gonna show them folding the victim over so his brains and guts spill all out. Rest in peace, buddy. I hope death was instantaneous for you. Now for the third victim. This victim this time is a woman. The cameramen even get the people to take the covers off the bodies so that they could get more footage. Most of these victims all died pretty similar, some kind of vehicular accident. This lady skid across the ground before her death. This girl right here, she's top tier gnarly. Like, she's over here picking up all types of brain matter like it's nothing. But overall, rest in peace, lady. I hope it wasn't too painful. Hey, y'all see that scrolling text? If any of you read Japanese characters, I would love to know what that says in English. Anyway, next victim is someone who was either dumped in the water over here or something like that. Hidden just fine for a while. He died with no pants on and they bring him out onto the street. Body contorted by rigor mortis and people are just driving by. I'm never gonna figure out how this dude died other than either drowning somehow or getting shot a while ago and his body was just found. The final face left by some of these victims is scary in its own right. As usual, they find identification cards and nothing much happens for them. But overall, just rest in peace, buddy. This right here is gonna be very gnarly to even explain. A burn victim, actually. I've never seen something like this before. You can actually see a skeleton behind all that burn. Without any gloves, they pick up the burned body and put it on the tarp. Here they are, wrapping up the body. Seems there was more than one victim though, sadly. I believe the second victim was a woman based on their body shape. Even more disturbingly though, there's a child victim. A child that was probably between 2 and 5 years old. A male child that they had to find out the only way they could. I suppose he was asleep when this happened. Well, I can only hope, of course. Could these have something to do with the fire or explosion? Gas is still leaking from some of those. It's probably something that nobody had any control on. There are burned trucks and wheels spread all around. The cleanup people walk around investigating with no inhibitions. It's scary. Reminds me that even in the comfort of my own home, some shit out of my control could just end me right there. Well, ain't no reason to be worrying about it. But still, rest in peace to this entire family. I hope there wasn't much suffering. Now, this next victim here, he got his entire head smashed. Brains are all over the ground. At this point, I'm preparing myself for the eventual turning the body around and letting his insides leak out. Did I mention that there are children just standing watching on the sidelines? Reminds me of when I was younger, using the internet to look at beheadings. A Christmas song is playing in the background too, but this isn't the present I would want to see, nor the mood I would want to capture. Oh yeah, and look at this granny right here. I remember seeing her in the teaser to this series at the end of Woman's Flesh, My Red Guts. Looks like we got a witness here who saw the deed. Never mind, forget all that. This is somebody who was arrested too. Perhaps he caused the accident to some extent. Here they go, turning the body around. This is the most extreme turnaround so far. I mean, it's tough to explain, but it's like his entire head is empty after its contents are all gone. Both sides of his face can literally be held together like a pancake in your hand. Like a fish is how he's shaped now. So guys, please be careful with how y'all drive nowadays, motorbike or cars. It annoys me how dangerous people are on the road. Like, that was pushed into me when those paramedic people came to my high school showing us slideshows of images similar to this rare thing. You know, just to make sure we put our seatbelts on. I'm always putting my seatbelt on. Anyway, guy, rest in peace. Alright, so this is the final victim. The final victim of the first rare was a little girl. So this didn't hit as hard personally because it's a grown-ass man who wasn't in a motorbike accident. He looks mangled for sure, like he was broken to pieces. There's a gun to the right of him, so perhaps this was a gang killing again. Bullets riddle the surrounding environment too. If there's one thing that scares me, it's organized crime. Like, that's just me personally. Like, if someone wanted you dead, they could easily just call a hit on you and get you killed. I guess most civilians like me wouldn't have to worry about that too much, but still it's scary to think about. And you know what also scares me? Cartels. They freak me out. They are responsible for a lot of the famous gore videos that you can find on the internet. You gotta be a GTA protagonist to not be scared of the cartels, especially when they are apparently hunting down police and killing officers in front of their families. Still, they are investigating and labeling the wounds the victim has gotten. Overall, they package the victim up just like that. Rare, a dead person too is done. Thanks a lot for the presentation, Baroque. All these people remind me of me. I'm doing the same thing, watching. Humans are always curious about something. Most disturbed moment was the family that was burned. It's a reminder that the most messed up stuff happens to even kids. It's tough traversing such a rough road. Most enjoyed moment was a sneak peek at the ultimate despair. She's my true nemesis. That's one woman that gives me the chills. Watch out for her. No, seriously though, I think it's a goal for all of us to come to terms with death. I hope I can go out smiling like a pirate about to be beheaded by a clown. But the cameramen were allowed to do this. The police and the others let them observe these scenes, just like how they let the bystanders continuously sit around and watch. We humans have morbid curiosity. Hopefully, the future of death can be powerless against us someday. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.